All right, so I am the Nebraska Libertarian Party uh, chair of social media communications, and I am here with the District 1 coordinator and face of the Nebraska Libertarian Party, Michael Knievel. Hello, Michael. How are you today?
I'm doing well this afternoon. How you doing, Zach?
Uh, I've had better weeks. Let's just move on from that.
Fair enough.
My clutch went out in my car, and those are expensive.
Well, let's just blame the Antifa on that one, and
That sounds like a plan. So, we are starting a. This is the first of a series, and Michael's here because he's the person that really got me involved in the party and doing things like social media. So he gets to be first in line for district coordinators. Every quarter are going to come on and talk about what's going on in their district and what some of what's going on in the state. And so we're just going to kind of jump in. Michael, what's going on in District 1 right now?
well, as far as what's going on in District 1, I mean, I'm pretty excited about a lot of the events that we've got coming up as far as county fairs. We are actually going to be partnering with Lancaster County, their party, and doing a Liberty Week all this week coming up here. So there's going to be the cleanup going on in McWilliams Park on the 25th. Lancaster Party, their county party, adopted a park, which is a pretty awesome way to give back to the community and just kind of show that you can, voluntarism appears in many different forms, and so it just kind of shows how you can be active and really make your neighborhood a better place just by random voluntary actions. We're going to be doing a rally for liberty down at the Capitol building coming up on July 2nd. Senator Laura Epke will be there. We'll have a few other speakers. It's going to be we're hoping for it to be a pretty big event out there and just kind of show that there are a lot of liberty-minded people within this region. Other things that are going on. I'm just really proud to say that we've got 7 county parties that are pretty much up and running now in this district, and well, you know what? I'm gonna round up here. We'll say 7, but it's a pretty exciting thing here to have this many people be active in the district. I know that I've been talking with the leaders in Lancaster and talking with Nathan and here in Sarpy, and just reaching out to the other Zach up there in Madison County. We're going to be focusing on getting some more candidates for 2018. I think it's going to be very beneficial for us to find candidates because we're able to look at the city and county level now. It's not just 5 or 6 people meeting in a kitchen.
So, what Lancaster seems to be the county with the most going on in First District. What do you know roughly how big they are as a county? Like their party?
As far as registered voters in the county, or just active members in the party?
Active members.
I don't know exactly how many active members they have. I do know that there's, a good 6+ people that will be active in the county meetings. Trevor and Amy and Jared down there are very active, and they seem to get a decent amount of volunteers. We did go out a couple weeks ago and help them out on their Monday night trivia nights, where each month they come up with a different Liberty-themed name for their trivia team. So there was taxation is theft. When I was down there, their team name was in the Fed. But they've got a growing amount of people down there. But I'd say it's probably a core group of 6 to 7 individuals, and then just various volunteers helping out on random events.
That's really good. Like, I would kill for that.
As would we in Sarpy. I'm not going to lie. I kind of feel being here in Bellevue and in Sarpy counties a great potential, but it is also a disadvantage because we're right in between Lincoln and Omaha. So everyone we get is like, hey, we'd love to help out. We're in Omaha. Or, hey, we'd love to help out. And we're just north of Lincoln. It's like, well, that's great. Work in those counties, but can you guys move to Bellevue or Papillion, please, and help us out a little bit?
So,
I have to say one thing too here. This is a little different. So for some of you who might be watching this, myself and our District 3 coordinator and Gering City Councilman Ben Bacchus, we do a podcast, Roads to Liberty, and we both decided that we kind of have the face for podcasts. So I'm not used to having my face on video here. I'm used to just being in people's ears and not in their eyes also. So I apologize if I look a little bit awkward on this video from time.
yeah, that's I did a little bit of streaming when I was trying to like really get into video games before I decided to go back to being an adult. I had to always remind myself, like, don't scratch your nose, don't like yell through the house to have someone come bring you something. You know. That's kind of where I'm at too. Like, don't do something that's gonna mess up my hair. Cause, like, you don't have to worry about it. Your hair's fairly short, but I'm like rocking the Jesus look over here. So.
Well, we're doing this live too. Normally we've got the benefit of editing and being able to come back. So this is we're going live.
Yeah. This,
like Bill O'Reilly would say.
Be the only live version of this. We're supposed to have new cameras, new recording software coming in. It just hasn't gone through the process yet. So, is that something you want to talk about? Kind of what our plans are there?
As a matter of fact, yeah. And I just noticed I've got the cool ability to do a screen share here on the record, so I'm going to try and pull something up. So there's a few things that we're able to get now. As the state party's grown, we're over 12,000 registered voters in the state. We're getting some more donations coming in, both for Laura Epke's reelection, but then also for the party itself, so we can kind of focus on various things. And we're doing a lot of upgrading. So we're going to be looking to get some new software and some new recording hardware, some cameras, audio recording, stuff like that, so that we can do more, videos like this, go out and talk to candidates, actually start creating our own, short videos, commercials, things like that. So we'll just be able to be in more arenas and be able to be viewed on more venues, and hopefully that will help get our message out. Another thing that we've done is we had Jeremy Jensen down at Cutthroat Print give us an in-kind donation of a couple of different items here, so that when we're doing county fairs, or we're doing college outreach, or whatever it may be, we're going to have some more branded items here. And let me do a screen share, and let's see if this will work. Share screen and sounds. We're doing it live. Does this show up on yours at all?
Yep.
All right. So one of the first things here that we're doing is, if you see this voter registration banner. Now, I'm going to talk about this a little bit, because this is going to come into a really big plan for the Libertarian Party here over the next few years. We are already, ballot access. We're a recognized party. There's 3 major parties on the scene in Nebraska, and we are one of them. Like I said, we've got 12,000 registered voters. Want to make an announcement here that our new goal is to reach 50,000 registered voters by the 2020 election. Now,
That's ambitious.
It is ambitious, but hear me out here. So on this sign, when we do our fairs, we do our various booths and outreaches, we're going to have the sign at the table where we'll be able to have both the paper voter registration and we'll have a tablet or a laptop or something there where people can also change online. It's some people aren't comfortable doing the online stuff. Some people still like doing the paper, so we're going to have both. Over the next couple of years, we're going to be targeting all of the independents in Nebraska. Yes, there's still going to be those disaffected Democrats. I would say more so now in the last couple of weeks with what's going on in the Nebraska Democratic Party. There's going to be those disaffected Republicans. That's just a given. Those two parties the Republicans are kind of stagnant. The Democrats are losing voters. Libertarians are growing. The independents are growing too. But if we look at the independent, just those that are registered independent, and if we say switch 17% of those that are registered independent in the state to libertarian, just 17% of the independents, we don't even have to look at the other two parties or anything, we will hit and exceed that 50,000 registered voter mark. So we've got to really appeal to the centrists. We've got to appeal to those that they want smaller government in certain areas, and just kind of explaining to them, okay, let's move that needle towards freedom a little bit here. And we're going to be having a campaign called Give a Name to Your Independence. So at this point, if you're an independent, parties and groups, candidates, they don't really know how to reach out to you. I mean, it's kind of a nebulous vote there. But if you give your name to your independence there, and you say, I'm going to name it libertarian, suddenly, there's kind of a framework around. All right, well, these people believe in keeping government responsible, keeping it smaller than it is now. Having a bit more personal freedom. Those are the basics of it. So we're going to be trying to appeal to that group and to that demographic, really. And I, for one, think it's going to be successful. I really feel like it's going to be successful because people in this state are, what's our new motto? Nebraska nice. I mean, honestly, we just want to go about our day. We don't want to pay too much in property taxes. I'm assuming your property taxes have gone up because they've pretty much gone up everywhere else in the district here. We just got our valuation.
I rent, so. Even
so, it still gets passed down to you through what you pay on a monthly basis with rent, because the landlord's valuation goes up, so he's got to recoup it somehow. But this is going to be a big thing where we're going to be focusing on getting more registered libertarians, because through that we'll get more money coming into the party, because there'll be more people saying, okay, I want to see this thing succeed. If I'm putting an L behind my name, I want to see this thing succeed, and I want to see things that I care about move forward. From that, candidates are also going to come. I think a lot of times when we're talking about where do libertarian candidates come from and how does the Libertarian Party grow, we're trying to do all these different things here, and really where it starts with is the registered voters. So this sign right here, great. It's a great start. It's a great jumping off point for our bigger goal. And other things that we're getting, this gorgeous tablecloth here. So like everything that we're going to be doing, we're going to have a lot better branding. We're going to have a lot better materials. We're going to look the part. We've struggled for a while to look the part, and the big reason is because for the longest period of time it was under 5,000 registered voters, and there was only maybe a dozen people across the state that were trying to volunteer and actually showing up to things. So it took a while for us to hit our stride.
That's awesome. I'm trying to think. I asked you earlier, we were talking about where Laura is, and you said, so basically you have 10% of the highest elected Libertarian in your district. So she's, as I understand it, she's getting ready to decide if she's running or not, but it's kind of it's a bit of a foregone conclusion as far as I can tell. You want to speak?
Oh, sure. Yeah, so we're currently working for her re-election, and her campaign committee is in the process of doing some fundraising. So we've shared some things on our page, and we've reached out to a few people to help do some fundraising for her. But she's going to run again. It's just a matter of, are the Republicans going to put up a serious contender against her? And are the Democrats going to put up somebody against her? Now, with as much as Governor Ricketts does not like her or doesn't like us and really doesn't like liberty in general, I'm not going to be surprised to see some of the establishment Republicans try and put up a candidate against her. She's got a lot of support in those counties, and she's very active down there. She was on school board. If they put up a serious candidate, it's going to be a good race, but I'm very confident that Senator Epke will get reelected. We've just got to make sure that we've got enough volunteers for her, parades and her events down in Fairbury and down in Saline County and in that area. And there'll be plenty of opportunities to volunteer for her over the next few months. But Yep. And 4th of July, unfortunately, I will be out of town over the 4th of July, so I will not be able to help out with any of the 4th events. I'll be with another regional candidate down in Missouri, and I know. No, it's not. It's not. He is a registered libertarian, despite what some rumors going around out there. But no, she's got a really good chance to win. I'm just really curious as to who the Republicans might think to put up against her. But we'll see if Pete Ricketts tries to buy another seat.
So I actually have two minds about this. On the one hand, I obviously want her to win, and so I would be cool with neither party deciding that it was worth trying to fight her, and she just gets a nice easy road. On the other hand, I kind of want Ricketts to throw everything he has into that district, and then we still come out with her as the senator, because I think she could hold on no matter what he does. And part of me wants that victory, because we need a victory to build momentum.
I completely agree with that sentiment, and I think it would lend a whole bunch of legitimacy to any candidate that we would put up from here on out if we won a hard-fought battle. Now, I know Senator Epke would probably say yes, I'd like to win a hard-fought battle, but I'd much rather not have to fight as hard so I could focus on other things. But I think it would be a great victory for us. You're 100% correct. If Ricketts and the establishment GOP threw everything at it, and us being like the scrappy rebels in Star Wars still managed to defeat them, hey, we're not only winning key races, but we're now a key voting bloc as well. And you better damn well make sure that the Libertarians are included in any conversation, because we're serious.
All right, so we actually went a lot longer on some of that stuff than I thought about, so I'm not going to take up a whole lot more of your time with kind of the goofy things I was going to talk about. So, statewide, is there anything going on in the state that you want to touch on with a few minutes?
I want to say another shout out to what Joe Headland and Joe Hawk and everybody up in Douglas County have done, because that's impressive. I know you guys have a lot more registered libertarians than the majority of the counties, but you are really capitalizing on it. And you guys are getting a good amount of people to your events. Helped out a ton when we did the Habitat for Humanity build. As far as out in the western part of the state and District 3, I know that there's a lot more volunteers coming that way, and we're actually looking at, for our 2018 state convention, trying to host something a bit more in the middle of the state. So we're looking at, maybe Kearney or North Platte, possibly, just something so that, everyone's going to have probably a couple hour drive, but everyone will be able to attend as opposed to doing it in Omaha again.
Kearney has really nice, it's like a hockey rink or something that they do a lot of, like the church denomination I belong to was having a lot of their events in Clark before I stopped going.
So that could definitely be a good place. Give me the name of that. I'm not too familiar with what all is in Kearney, to be honest.
Okay, I'll send it over later. I'll find it.
Cool, but I mean, as far as that's concerned, I think the only other thing that's going on, in every county, and we talk about this in our state central committee meetings, is just getting quality candidates, and we're able to really talk locally now and say, hey, here's a school board race, here's a city council race, here's a comptroller, here's another county board. Let's focus on those, and let's not just say, hey, I want to run for an office. All right, let's go for governor first thing. We're no longer at the stage where we have to put somebody up like that. So let's just focus on winning winnable races and working our way out, building that farm team.
All right. Well, thank you for your time, and a couple months we'll have you back on here. Next month I haven't talked to either of the other two coordinators, but we'll have something about this time next month, hopefully. So this has been Michael Knievel, my apologies.
That's quite all right.
And I'm Zach Taylor, and we will see you all next time. Have a
All right.
good weekend.